Manjito Margeria bwigeta Senegal Soko TV ni gacharagire Chinsa Isano na Ibere chia bono mugaso chinga twakolganira Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere karanso ike ryo tunyore asenchra bene na bagotonyora na bego kubwati yari agendete kwenekiwa ase studio ito asomtanda Facebook na bega sense media YouTube ero nyari kwemanya na butambe ritari ndana ndemo ko kwarigania Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere. Manjito Margeria tugochaka bene kurwase county ya Kisii nigabarukia beach school kura sub county ya Kenya bacengeiru nabego basabire kubwatirana nebyombe iribanyare gwekonya aseba gusira amagimabo asebo gabarukia bayiboli baboliwe kwene kyabuna ngo cyabare gukwana nabana babo nako bana barabukinga kechi cyo mutumoko werusa entambe
kolia rero ntole no mogoko buna bali mu sub county ye asenge gwetere kiombe gitu kia Kenya sub county ntubwate AGM annual general meeting ya balimu baito bonsi ase kiombe kia rero ntole ase kiombe gitu kia Kenya sub county ntole no mogoko and we are very much happy.
Epe agwerie ne bwate chinguru nande tokanya balimu bonsi be sub county na bande korusiko batuchoini asenge njongo konyere ngakieri abantu ba obusojo omoitanyorire mechando abeko mokonya boronge
igona we nurture talents for the children, so abana baito abayiboli babakonye baba materials kijiganeri ibintu biri biganeri bya sports na amasomo kawese ngenje CBC era about competence based curriculum mokonya abana babaito elinde ba excel as
kiagara bunabono tole rusa abana baito igo bale chipara abana baito basoira se kira chinyinge moroche amangana agenderera aba ibuli bacandeka bakanyora obusikali abana bagasoa lakini asengencho yebinta abana baito becore tomubere binde banyule yagera bayigitali bakairana eneri bagabuno mogusito gusiria totanyole igaba ibuli mwesi unabali mutwateranira twabasabire tokongera abana matukaya igayerusa
bere yaito abayiboli asemole ntete ko batebinga abona igane chinga chicherusa tole tete ko batenga abana abasike tu abayete go chinga chicherusa nonye kerere enta eneneiga ngosteba nga aso wanje kwenu tulendera abana baita abaisike na tu abayete bare buya bakoirana nande chiskuro kara chuko guruchano ole nande bairane bare muna barenge igonya sawi tubo buya tigaba konye kero togenderete ko kurwanirira obwene bwa abana abaisike nona abana bamura bonse.
Nabego Manjito Margeria tugosuka mutwe niga bayiboli bali babwata abana babase grade ya kirasi kyanda nabayigo bali bago kigoswase grade keriga 10 baboli go tatwaro bwaba asomoro beria omoya OCBH kyagari serikali nebigetemero beria go kikwene kyabuna aboroki abungo kibare gukora amatemo abo nabayigo ngo kibare gusirwa eri kwene kyabuna kisemi cyabo cyasirirwe.
This year has been interesting for parents, and among the good things that we are celebrating in education this year, one is of course we as parents who are elated to celebrate the completion of grade 9 for the first CBC cohort, and from a parent's perspective there was lots of anxiety in the camp about the exams and so on, but we were happy that we did that, and the children seemed not to have been very pressured by those exams the way we thought, so that's a good thing. Of course, parents are now kind of anxious about grade 10 transition. We are following what the ministry is publishing. The one thing that the ministry is clear about is that everyone will find a space, and that's good news. There is also, of course, challenges around whether people will find the space where they want to find the space in terms of selecting the institutions. And so there's still a bit of, anxious feelings about that from parents, but the ministry has promised that they are working hard on that. The other things that we celebrate this year is celebrating parental empowerment and engagement, that we were able to launch the first parents manual on national values in collaboration with the Directorate of National Cohesion and Values. And that was a big milestone, being able to co-create with the other stakeholders a manual that will support parents to inculcate values among children and youth. And of course, what remains ahead is the challenge of dissemination, because then we need to disseminate this through all the parents associations across the country, and there are 42,000, so logistically it's a nightmare to be able to get that, and that's one of the issues that is on our deck. Okay, for the senior schools, I think that the parents who are worried about space mostly, because senior schools are going to occupy what we previously used to call secondary schools or high schools. That's where senior school is. In the CBC curriculum, we don't have secondary and primary. We just have a continuum. So, you know, so we move from junior school and then move to senior school. But in terms of location, what you have been used to as secondary then becomes then what we call senior school. So senior school would then be preparing children for tertiary education, which could be equivalent to university and college. Parents, from where they sit as pedestrians, would worry about whether the tertiary education is ready, whether the senior school system is ready to absorb the people coming from junior school, from a pedestrian perspective. But from a ministry's perspective, the preparations are done, because the curriculum was designed some time ago in 2013, and that the ministry has continued to be prepared with the curriculum. So although on the street people might worry about senior school, but there is enough adequate preparation from
Nabaigo manchito mulgeria niga baraiba United Opposition bakuragwa no moraibe kiama gya DCP nabaigo omoraibe kiama kya Wiper Patriotic Party Kalonzo Musyoka nabaigo jujinu wa Marwa banyale bagutwara egekaro Chinsa mochinyomba ya chui memucho Nairobi aswa mochiria serikali nabaigo omoske jujinu wa Marwa niga mochiria moraibe ya Kenya aswa gutaikiranio amagani ya bananchi nabaigo SMS ya otebangningo nchisemi nabaigo egati ya mamocho babo bagukwanira n'obochoryo bakebwa betu bakolekana imiensi ya Kenya hasibatebire n'obochoryo bo tuwabete bakolekana asenchirengia koleni ngo bwabwate echeteri naboigo obwoibyo majito mulyeria turatigara enkwana ya Eugene Omalo kurasimbi kyama gya DP Kenya.
Fellow Kenyans, independence was never a gift. It was earned through blood, sweat and relentless courage. Forests became battlegrounds, towns became prisons, schools became sites of resistance. Independence was bought with sacrifice, and every story, every name, every life lost, a lesson for today. We must never forget that the Republic belongs to the people, and it is our sacred duty to defend it. And yet, 62 years later, that sacred inheritance is under threat. National assets like Safaricom, Kenya Pipeline, KCB, JKIA have been pawned, mismanaged, and sold without transparency, without public participation, and without regard for the law and the constitution of our republic. These are not mere businesses. They are the backbone of our economy, the gateways of our sovereignty, and the pillars of our republic. Every transaction that does not include the people, for the people, undermines them and is an affront to our history. Look at the facts. Safaricom, our national crown jewel, had 15% of its shares sold at a fraction of its true value. Kenya Pipeline, the lifeline of our energy sector, is also facing the same threat. JKIA, our gateway to the world, has been compromised in management decisions favoring profit over national security. And KCB, a pillar of financial system, has been manipulated to benefit a few insiders. This is not economic reform. This is international neocolonialism, a quiet auctioning of our sovereignty. Fellow Kenyans, the courts have intervened on Safaricom, on KPC, on JKIA, And we have just received good news that the court orders have been issued against the opaque US-Kenya health deal that was signed recently without any public participation. But the intention by this nefarious regime was clear: a systematic, step-by-step erosion of our sovereignty. This is neocolonialism by insiders, a form of recolonization disguised as policy, defended with silence and apathy.
Nabaigo muraibi kiama kia Wiper Patriotic Party Mosque Kalonzo Musyoka nigabaka ukwanira chisemi asatebire bunanigo cha tigere magega nabaigo komo mochi muraibi ensi ya Kenya asugutabwa tukachibeso cha skuru na chire cha capitation nabaigo ogwakanwa kwa borokia bi university nabaigo borokia be skuru machito murigeria turatigere nkora ya Mosque Kalonzo Musyoka.
Education is in shambles. University lecturers resume, if they are not paid as in agreement with whatever was recently agreed, they are ready to go back to the streets. Imagine our education sector is a mess. Our health sector is equally a mess. So we don't want to spend time talking about all those things. We know SHA has not been working. Nothing seems to be working under Ruto. Rutoism is not working at all. And we are not here to pretend all is well in the country. We are preparing as united opposition to take leadership. And of course, the good thing is 2026, just a few days from now, we'll be talking about elections next year. So Kenyans, get ready for takeoff.
Nabigo manchito murigeria muskirigati gashagwa nigabaga komochia serikali asatebire bunaba Kenya bangi wikira boniga nigo metene mechando nabigo uchumi ensi ya Kenya nigo yachire mutwe manchito murigeria turatigere nkwana ya yerigati gashagwa asago kwanira igoro yali abakenya bagwetera.
That Kenyans have nothing to celebrate. Kenyans depart their villages in anguish, in despair, lacking, not able to put a meal on the table. The economy is not performing, despite the State of Nation address by William Ruto in Parliament saying that the economy is doing much better. Kenyans know differently. As I have said many times, you don't need to tell Kenyans that there is economic growth. They know it when it is happening. During the tenure of Mwai Kibaki, Kenyans will talk of economic growth without relying on any statistics or any economic survey. You remember we had banks hawking loans. They would be having tents outside banks, inviting the people of Kenya to come and get money to do business. The economy was thriving and Kenyans knew. So as we proceed for Christmas and New Year festivities, Kenyans are in distress. Kenyans are worried about January because capitation is not available. They have to dig deeper into their pockets to pay school fees for their children. The free primary education initiated by Mwai Kibaki is no longer the case. The free secondary education brought by Uhuru Kenyatta is no longer the case. But we want to ask the people of Kenya to stay focused and not to give up. Let me take this opportunity to urge the people of Kenya and new media and our political competitors not to fall for the false narrative by William Ruto. William Ruto is trying to tell the people of Kenya that the problem of Kenya is tribalism. And the most urgent thing is to unite the country. There is no community in Kenya that has a problem with any other community. Even you people of the press who are here, you are from different communities and you have no issue with each other. Kenyans are all united against oppression, against poverty, and against all the evils that bedevil the republic.
Majito murigeria negati chinkwana chiabara ikura soba mabwa United Opposition ekiyabanyara bagutwari gikaro kyabo bagukwanira igati yalia kwa iguro majito murigeria korene togoska mutwe nigaba batani bekiama kya UDA bamwegerera muraibense ya Kenya asebatebere bunamba chikomene kyabuna ngochorware sentunde ya kabere nabigomba bigitemero biriyo korene kyabuna kwiranale abisiyo majito murigeria turanyororo botioro.
Goal number 1. The first priority is to support His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, under who we all serve and under whose authority we are all here. It is a real privilege to hold the positions that we hold.
If it means getting the Rakaniri count, Meru count, Embu count out of Mlima, that is what we are going to do. Na wazee tujue vizuri whether tutaachana ama tutakaa pamoja as the people of Mount Kenya. Because we can get the title deed of Mount Kenya East na tuweke kwa mfuko. Haiwezekani kuwa the interest ya mtu mmoja Rigathi Gachagua ati ndio itafanya ati serikali iwe ndio imekuwa mbaya. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
We have 2 years to elections, that is 2 years. Re-election, 5 years, that is 7 years. And 2 term of supporting the deputy president, that's another 10 years. So we should think in terms of 17 years. Do you and I want to be here for 17 years, God willing? If we do, then we must roll our sleeves and get down to work. That way, our future and our legacy is guaranteed.
We have to play politics the way the Kalenjin have played their politics. There is no way, there is no one time the Kalenjins have gotten to the deputy president's position, they have failed to get to the presidency because of the art of patience.
Manjito murigeria togoskana oikase county ya Nyamira nigo monogerbie kiombe kia bari mkiana tie asoro sagarwa Nyamira Evan Sobire esokire na komoche serikali hasogotarika bari mubache says satebire bunaniga batararikeno ase enchira yabo ikirano nonyekole bari ase ensemere ya internship kaukwana service ya Nyamira obire niga boririe serikali kubeko kugania kwa bari mubosyo na gutiga koba engeria ya inse. Manjito murigeria orobotu aligani wano Musakeito embonde turonyara senchira bene.
Njomo no Kenya yuti orusagirwa Nyamira. Orusagirwa Nyamira ruwade Nyamira South na Nyamira North. And the part of Borabu. Kiawa your location. Iyere Borabu South County no ere asorusagirwa Nyamira. Iwati skure meronge ver na Isano. Date gote ba nga serikali through the Teacher Service Commission ya temire kulika bali musana na batana kulikunga kiende ni na batoko serikali yokomokonga ya kodi ga simia na ande jaje ga confirm abali mande on permanent, especially the junior school teachers, lakini emejana tuaro rene ringa ki abali mu bali getwe on internship yani seconda it was expected ngangoli kwali to permanent jinga kieri this financial year. Lakini ndio kumi yetu wanyoni ngabali mwaba bali kwa confirm on the permanent and the pension of basis. Ontate kunyole serikali nga obogima bwa kongire sana ne chibese chibakwa kana abalu ba internship ngo chiri chibese chinkemono abali mwaba na baruani komenya buya na baruani kobeka none yanga banyole ndagara bakolia yani barore karumna abali munako wokingenete gosekete serikali nga netakeire erikaba ange yali getaba permanent na ne mana kulikaba ande internship nege ndete bono yakulikaba ali internship chirwe merongo ibere lakini ndange ya confirm de bali abatangani baraba permanent na ne mana kulikaba ande omwana kala abali mwekala bakosoma ibakwire kibese kiringa sare university uzuwageza wo mwalimu asomere ku primary paka high school baka university is a lot of money. Ekero waka no mwalimu sento tebe singemero singe komunisa na Ibere kiri komunisa na Ibere kosembe merongo Ibere kwama chama na kona jua una nande taxation ya beri go Kenya chiana juguika ugajaja usana kiri komunisa bono chibese jinkia komba nyomba nkiaragerera kiakore bintu binde kono bakora ngaba abalimu abajane kile mono tige serikali erengererie tugutendo kurwa internship inene case ntubwatia se code of regulation for teachers ntubwatia kurwa internship yedo tubwate contract only the internship because ya other sections like health lakini
na wikira gwo mwanjito murgiria bweta seni ya Soko TV na nguptora Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere kore chikora Chinsa ikomino enyorna yanda mange na baigo mwanjito murgiria litkuria rero ni litkuria na sigita seni gitu ya Soko TV asaba saki baito bagende tukwene kyabuna gukumanya bali ali agende tukwene kiwa kurwa chika nchite county ya Kisini county Nyamira chinga kibaigo ndoche oyo minto toldi kurwase umuyega gose umuyigolyo oya wikiranira se studio munyari mu gusanganere mwanjito murgiria no gukorera gagubura butamiriye terende na ndemo tumerere ankyo asemese Amayia.